Welcome to this video on the topic of vectors. In this lesson, we're going to have a look at how we can sum vectors using the geometric method. A vector may be represented geometrically using arrows. They may be summed by drawing vectors tail to head. Let's have a look at what that means by example. Consider we will have three vectors. This will be vector A, this will be vector B, and the final one will be vector C. Putting this to example, we will represent, and the first one we're going to represent is going to be vector A plus vector B. So we want to represent this statement over here. Now doing this, we can simply go back to vectors may be summed by drawing vectors tail to head. So we're summing vector A and B over here. The way in which this is done is we start off and we grab vector A. We're then going to draw a copy of vector A and put it down here. Next, we're going to get vector B. I grab vector B and I draw it so that it's going to be tail to head, tail to head. So the tails and the heads always run into each other. Finishing this off, I'm going to get my resultant vector. So I'll get my ruler for this one and I'll try and match it up so I go from my starting tail and finishing at the ending head. Drawing the resultant vector, we have vector A plus B. So this is the representation of vectors A plus B, so this orange one over here. Now again, the order doesn't matter in this. I could have gone vector A and I could have gotten vector B, and I started with vector B and I still would have found that I get vector A plus B shown like so over here. So the order itself doesn't matter. It still works out the same, but the method we use is we always go by summing vector tail to head. Alright, let's have a look at one more. We're going to go example B, and in this instance we will go 2A plus B plus C. So we're going to have what looks to be three vectors here, where one has been scaled using the quantity 2 over there. Starting off, we'll get A. I will draw my A exactly as it's shown above, like so. I'll put it down here for space. Now notice that it's 2A. Now I could think of this as it's been lengthened by a factor of 2, or I can think of it using my natural numbers as I just have two lots of A. So I'm going to go A, tail to head, tail to head. So there's two A's. Next, we're going to get B. So I go up and I draw my B exactly as it was drawn in the original. So the B is going to go here. Next, I need C. So I'm going to draw my C exactly as it was shown over here. I go down and in goes C. Now this one's a little bit messy, but it'll work out fine. The resultant vector is going to be, and I can simply freehand this one, tail to head. So it's going to look something like that. So the resultant vector is going to be, and we'll just draw it in orange, 2A plus B plus C. So in summary, what we had a look at in this video was how we can geometrically add vectors together, where the method we employ is we draw the vectors where we line them up tail to head. So you simply get your vector you start with, you draw it, and then you get the subsequent vector and you put the tail on the head of the previous one.